Yo, what's up? Um, my name is Cherie McKee. Many of you know me as Poetess X, the Feminine Geek, Poet and Perv. These are all monikers I go by. And I really have a reaction that I really need to get off my chest. Really a lot today. It's just a combination of things. In reaction to the Black Nerd Girls podcast of recent this week about black cosplayers, um, as well as the reaction by Sinh Taylor um, to that podcast. First, foremost, Black Nerd Girls, they were awesome. I think they told the truth. They were pretty reasonable, I believe. And um, for those of you who have not listened to this podcast, the podcast basically revolved around black cosplayers and I guess you could say the racism that can be associated with going to cons and people telling you you're doing it wrong because you're black when the character is either white or Asian or some other ethnic group besides your own. Um, and I would think they were on, but it seems to me that um, the problem lies not only in you're talking about mostly comic cons versus anime cons. The lady said they had been to some anime cons, um, and them being on the East Coast versus maybe in the Midwest, the South, or the West Coast, they're saying that, these are things that can happen and have happened. I've had people say, oh, wow, really? You're black. I didn't think you watch anime. Okay, I watch anime. But you can't get mad because they're expressing this, which is what Sinh Taylor was really doing. She was getting angry because these ladies are saying this is something they have either witnessed or experienced for themselves. You're not going to deny me the racism that I felt. I don't care if you're married to a black man, if you have a half black child. I don't care. Guess what? This is something your child may eventually have to face. What are you going to say to your child when they have experienced the very things these young ladies are talking about, the people who are calling in were talking about, and what are you going to say to your child then? Are you going to say it doesn't matter? She's a child. She's not going to understand that. All she knows is people are being mean to her and saying mean things to her about her skin color. And let's be real, if she's an interracial child, guess what? They're going to say something to her about her color. Now, I'm not saying this is all white people, or Asian people, or Latino people, or any, 100% of any race. But you cannot deny when somebody tells you this is something that they've experienced. You can't do it. You might as well stop trying. You don't like it when people say mean things to you about weight, just weight differences in cosplay, but you can't expect everybody to be you. They're not. And these ladies weren't saying that they couldn't keep the ball rolling. They were just saying and pointing out the things that they have experienced. I don't know anybody who's going to deny me the racism that I've experienced. And if you try, you might as well stop, because there's nothing you can say about it. Because this is the skin I'm living in. That's the skin they're living in. And it's nothing you can say. It's disrespectful all around. I'm just hearing about the little girl who basically played Mahjong via her parents dressing her in blackface. Of course, you can't get angry at this young child. She does not know that it's wrong, but her parents do. Her parents aren't stupid. They know that blackface is unacceptable anywhere on earth, and yet they still decided to do this to their child. So, I mean, let's be real about it. Racism does exist, or people wouldn't say stupid shit all the damn time. I don't want to hear somebody tell me, oh, yeah, I don't want to hear, nigga this, nigga that, you know, whatever the derogative they want to give, in essence of whatever you're cosplaying. This is the same thing that is being experienced by steampunk. Same thing that's being experienced by Garyu, by goth. It doesn't matter. It just because you don't experience it, just because it's not something in your neck of the woods, doesn't mean it doesn't exist. So to invalidate somebody else, to me, just seems very simple and short-sighted to count on that as well. I like to think that we are all big enough, bigger than this short-sighted, narrow-minded aspect. But unfortunately, there are people out there who aren't. There are people who are out there who are, unfortunately, worse than the weeaboo culture that we hate, which is also in and of itself racist. When you decide to just bite a culture and leave the rest. So, you know, we all need to understand each other. We don't need to just cut off heads here. These young ladies were expressing themselves just the same way you were expressing yourself, Sam, about the very thing about plus size cosplayers. Everybody has their something. Everybody has to be able to overcome that. We can't just sit here and think, oh, boo-hoo, you're just bitching about it and, oh, just get over it. No, you need to listen to what they're saying and take into context what they're saying and try. If it's nothing but bullying. Let's be real about it. It's bullying. It's bullying. It's racism is bullying. Whenever you tell somebody anything negative to tear them down, it's bullying. It's bullying. And aren't we all supposed to be so much more upright than just, whether online or offline, whether they're standing in front of your face or not? Shouldn't we all be a little bit bigger than that? Whether we like comics, whether we like toku, whether we like martial arts or just regular live action, anime, whatever the case may be. Shouldn't we all be bigger than this? The last time I checked, the whole point of all this is to explore difference, not to dog it. So, say what you will, I just feel like, you know, it's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous. You have to be able to be open-minded enough to understand where another person is coming from. And being negative about it is not going to make anything go away. It's not. Dialogue is what gets things changed. Not, you know, deciding to cut off somebody's head for their opinion. True enough, I could get pissed off about a lot of opinions about me, about my group, about what I stand for, but do I let it? No. I think there's something to be said about this. We all need to listen to each other. You know, we don't need to dog each other. We don't need to be bickering. You know, this is the type of thing that narrow-minded, closed-minded folks want you to do. Oh, that's what those anime kids do? That's what the anime people do? Yeah, immature. Yeah, that's what they want. So my question is, how much better can we be about this? How much better can we grow from this? If you can't grow from it, maybe this is not the thing for you. But as far as I'm concerned, it's not something I'm going to tolerate. If somebody says something to me, somebody says something to somebody else, whether they're my color or not, guess what? I'm going to have something to say to you. Because I'm not going to let you just and try to berate, dog, invalidate, do the things that tear people down. And all these young ladies were saying was that this exists and that, you know, these are things that are out there. And once again, like I said, just because you don't understand that there is a white privilege out there, or you don't believe that there's a white privilege out there, doesn't make it not exist. That's just your opinion. But when people are experiencing it, what does that say? It says obviously something exists. It's not just happening out of thin air. At any rate, this has to stop. We have to stop. We have to stop. We need to bring our forces together, not divide. This is the wrong time to do it, because it seems like this is becoming more prevalent. People are being more negative now than I've ever seen before, even in the past. And I've heard some very ignorant things, some very rude things. And had it been somebody else, you might have got your ass killed. So I think we need to reel it in. We need to bring it back. We need to do a whole lot of soul searching. I don't care whether you're in your anime world, your gaming world, wherever you go, you need to think about what's really going on in this world. This world right here. Because people are being racist. And people are being, you know, negative all the time. Like I said, you can't have positive without negative. So it's happening. It's happening. Also, it's also happening on the same scale within our race. I can say I just had an issue earlier today about a young woman who did Harley Quinn. In my group, somebody posted, and the Facebook that it came from, you know, what I'm assuming was kind of like a negative group. But the girl had a flawless cosplay. The only thing that wasn't on point was she didn't have Harley's makeup. She had everything else. She was on freaking point. And these people, you know, what are you trying to be, Lara Croft, or I'm just like, really, you? And she's so good. You mean to tell me you just resort to shit to try to you know, insult this girl? I mean, it really was that. I mean, it was ridiculous. So I mean, on the outside looking in, or on the inside looking out, we all need to come together, and we need to get it together. We do not need this type of garbage happening in geek core culture, period. I don't care if you're a woman, I don't care if you're black, Asian, blue, purple, every spectrum of the rainbow, whether you're fat, whether you're real skinny, whether you're handicapped, whether you're gay, whether you're straight. This stuff should not be happening. It really shouldn't. We should be better than this. And you know, that's all I have to say at this point. That is all I have to say. I hope the people who decide to listen to this really give it some thought. And that's all I got for you. So, bye. I love you all.